What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind, episode 21. We're legal to drink now and buy cigarettes in California. But anyways, what this is all about, this is a rewind show where you watch the previous week's tech news and it's all wrapped into one single episode. So you get a 20, 30-minute episode and that's it. You can watch all the tech news in this single video. I make it easy for you and I make it fairly quick. Anyways, guys, we had a great week of news. Note 10 is going to be the largest display of any Note ever. Find out all about that. Also, big camera update coming out for the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. We have news on the OnePlus 6T possibly coming to Verizon. We have news on the Galaxy S10 about the Galaxy S10 news is the craziest, like crazy technology, no notch, and also you can't physically see any of the sensors on the front of the screen. You gotta watch it. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyways, guys, watch the episode. There's tons of news in here. Something definitely that will catch your fancy, so enjoy. Let's get into the news. We have one story today, and it is all about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. We just released the Galaxy Note 9. You've probably had it in your hands for a little over a month at this point, and you're probably absolutely loving it as much as I am. And now we're already getting rumors about the Galaxy Note 10. And this is coming from the Bell in Korea, and it's coming about the screen size, which will ultimately be, unless we end up talking about the foldable phone, which is supposed to have an even bigger display, but just regular, smartphones, this should have the biggest display for a Galaxy Note phone ever at 6.66 inches. Now, the screen size on the Galaxy Note 9 is 6.4 inches, so you're looking at another 0.26 inches larger than what we have with this, which is pretty cool, I guess, in a way. I mean, I guess they could cut down on the bezels, and that would be the increase, maybe keep the same body size. That's what it seems like a lot of manufacturers are doing. They're giving you a bigger screen with less bezel. It's kind of like what the Pixel did. Pixel 3 XL is a bigger display, but it's skinnier and it's longer. So it's giving you a bigger display, but it fits basically the same body size as the Pixel 2 XL, which had a slightly smaller display. So that's probably what you end up looking for. It looks like Samsung's already locked this in. They've sent this 6.66 OLED display order into their manufacturer, who's themselves. They make their own OLED displays, and it looks like it's pretty much locked in. Obviously, this phone won't come out probably until August, I would guess. Maybe September, but probably August. So you're another almost a year away for this phone, but it's very cool to know that we're probably getting an even bigger phone. I'm excited about it. I like a bigger display. If as long as the phone isn't this big to hold, if it's the same size as this, at least body size, and has a bigger display, I'm all for it. And most likely it probably won't have that notch. At least we can hope. Let's get into the news. The new Pixel 3 XL is supposed to have an A+ screen as rated by DisplayMate, and it's supposed to be basically the best display that you can get on a smartphone. Well, it looks like iFixit has taken apart the Pixel 3 XL and has come to the conclusion that the display is made none other by, you would guess that right, Samsung. Samsung has made the display for the Pixel 3 XL. The Pixel 2 XL last year, the display was made by LG and it was fairly bad, blue hues and all kinds of stuff that didn't go well with that display. And it looks like Samsung made it this year and it's now A+ rating and basically one of the best displays that you can get on a smartphone. So if you're looking to get the Pixel 3 XL, you should know that, again, A+ screen made by Samsung, so you're probably going to be in very good hands and have a beautiful, beautiful display. Next up is about the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Now, this is the international unlocked version, so this update will eventually come out for everybody, including America and everywhere else, but this is only for the unlocked international at this point. But the update is pretty cool. Check this latest update that has just come out for the phone. So looking at the changelog, you can see improved performance on the front camera. So you're gonna get better pictures now with your front camera on the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Also, the brightness of faces in backlit conditions has been improved. I've been told that specific update is for the face unlock. So face unlock should be improved now with backlit conditions. The security of your device has been improved, and the overall stability of functions has improved as well. Next up, if you have the Galaxy Watch, they have pushed out a new update to their device, and it looks like it's going to improve battery charging and music playback. So if you have that watch, go check into the settings, look for that update, and push it out to your new watch or your Galaxy Watch, and you'll have that much improved. Two new things on there, and that's going to, again, allows you for better music playback and also charging. It doesn't go too in depth exactly what about those features it improved, but just know that it did improve them. And the last story of the day is about the Huawei Mate 20 Pro is officially announced today, and it not only looks beautiful, but it also has some monster specs. And it doesn't look like it's gonna make it here to America again this year. So if you're wanting to bring it into America, you will have to import it from a store, and it probably won't have the right band, so it probably won't get LTE in every, band district that you're near and all that stuff. So be cautious if you do buy it and you're in America. But anyways, let's talk about this phone a little bit. So checking out this photo, the first thing you're gonna notice on the back is the 3 cameras right in a square along with the flash. I actually really like the look of this. They're using Leica lenses, and just the design in the back is very, very nice looking. On the front of the phone, you do have a notch, and it does house a 3D face unlock and a camera, and the display is 6.4 inches. It does come with fast wireless charging and something they call reverse wireless charging. Basically, you can turn the phone into a wireless charger and charge another phone on it wirelessly. It's kind of gimmicky, but at the same time, it's pretty cool to show off. The processor inside is a Kirin 980, which they say is better performing than a Snapdragon 845 and has faster LTE than it. The 3 cameras on the back are a 20 megapixel camera for super wide shots. They have a 40 megapixel shooter in a conventional wide angle and an 8 megapixel telephoto camera. The battery inside is 4200 milliamps, so you're getting a nice big battery inside. The aspect ratio for the display is 19 by 5 by 9, so it's extra tall, but not as large as a square 6.4 inch device from the past that we've gotten. Also, IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. The phone is available right now. It comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and the retail price is 1,049 euros. Oh, and the last thing, it does have a fingerprint sensor underneath the display. So all you have to do is put your finger on the display and it'll unlock the phone. Let's get into the news. First story of the day is YouTube was down yesterday. It literally was offline for like almost an hour and a half last night. For me, it was around 6:20, I believe it was, and then it was down until 7:40. And then again, that's Pacific time, so depending upon where you are. So yeah, I was getting like 404 errors. It wouldn't load like videos. You'd go to like a certain website that had a video embedded in it, and you'd get a 404 error. So it was weird. It was one of the first times I had, in a long time, or at least ever actually, that I can remember that YouTube was down for that long. It was extremely, extremely long, to the point where I definitely missed it and felt weird without it. YouTube was basically, I watched that all day. I probably watch it, I don't even know, multiple hours a day. I don't even really watch TV. YouTube is definitely my be-all, end-all. And to not have it makes you feel like they have a lot of control. Probably too much control in this world. And there probably needs to be and come in a competitor at this point. Amazon, I'm looking at you. Bing? Microsoft, maybe? Just somebody has to come out with a competitor for sure. And if they don't, we're in serious trouble, especially if Google ever either goes away, gets hacked, and can't come up for days or whatever. But definitely kind of scary, but I am super glad YouTube is back. And the last story of the day is that the OnePlus 6T, if you're going to get it, it's going to be their new flagship phone that they'll be announcing next week and releasing shortly thereafter, will come with Android 9.0 Pie. So if you wanted the latest and greatest version of Android on the OnePlus 6T, then you are going to get it. So congrats. Guys, it was a really slow news day. I had to really pick and choose what to pick from, and I don't know, wasn't a lot of good stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed what I gave you today, guys. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the OnePlus 6T. Now, it's almost going to be announced very, very soon and then shortly released. You're probably looking at a release of late October, early November, and it'll be in your hand. And it looks like the latest news coming out of this is from PC Mag, is that it possibly will have support to be able to be used on Verizon. It's looking like it's gonna have support for LTE band 13, which is very important to Verizon. And then it looks like it's also going through certification with Verizon right now as well. Now, if they just add LTE band 13, it'll work on Verizon, but I guess it won't work fully or like amazingly well as if it goes through certification with Verizon and gets passed through certification. So right now it's kind of up in the air, but it looks like it's better than it never having support. Basically, before it would only, I believe, if I remember correctly, you could only like make calls, but you couldn't use data. Now it looks like it's gonna be able to do everything on Verizon. It wouldn't have any CDMA stuff, so everything you do, all your voice calls, your data would all be LTE. Next up, if you have a Galaxy Note 9, it looks like they are pushing out the October security update. Now, this should be different than the update that's being pushed out that updates the camera and improves the camera photos. This one's strictly an October security update. It looks like it's about 70 megabytes, and then the picture that shows what you get, it literally basically only says a software update can include, but is not limited to, device stability, new and improved enhanced features, but really it says what's new at the top there. The security of your device has been improved. So you might want to check your software updates to see if it's in there. If you're not sure how to check, go into settings, go all the way down. You should see software updates, and then you can check from there. America, you'll probably get it in November. Really, I would be surprised if we get it in October at all. And the last story of the day comes from Ice Universe. He leaks all the time, especially for Samsung stuff. He leaks other phone companies as well, but I'm more interested in his Samsung stuff. And this is kind of a mixture of like everything really for any phone. And what he said in his tweet is that the display open hole camera technology will become the mainstream technology in 2019. And then he asked where should they put the camera position. And this technology has been rumored to possibly be in the new Galaxy S10 version that we're gonna see. Basically you have all screen, no bezel, no notch, and just a little camera hole. This technology has been rumored also to still show the display even when it's going, so that it would play something over the camera lens. I don't know how they're gonna end up doing that, but that's one of the rumors. But you can see right here, it looks pretty freaking cool to have all display and just a little hole for the camera. I don't know how it would look if they can't cover that up at all, but it's still a really cool looking thing there. I'm excited for it. And where should they place it? I think they should put it in the top left. I think that is the best location, but then your selfies might be a little off-centered. Let's get into the news. The first story is about the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. Now, in the past, Verizon, even today, Verizon's been the exclusive carrier for the Pixel phone. You could always buy the unlocked version or the Verizon version even and use it on any carrier with no problem at all from day one. You didn't have to get it unlocked. It was basically already unlocked. There was no Verizon, extra bloatware on the Verizon version either. It's just the same phone basically that Google sold directly to consumers. Now it looks like the Pixel 3 and 3 XL started off, at least in the last 24 hours, as if you got the phone, it was SIM locked to Verizon. And it looks like Verizon's doing an about face right now and unlocking all of the Verizon Pixel 3 and 3 XLs automatically. So if you were looking to buy the Verizon version because it's easier to get or whatever, you're now SIM unlocked. It looks like per the article that's been put out by Android Police, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. So it's really, really good news. This would have been the first phone that Android, I believe, or Verizon was SIM locking right off the bat, because they signed a deal when they got some spectrum from the government that the deal was they couldn't keep their phones locked to the carrier, that they should always be unlocked. And it looks like they're they twisted back to going to what they were doing in the past, and now they are unlocking all these phones. So it's good news for all Pixel owners. And the last story of the day is some crazy technology. Now, yesterday we talked about phones coming out in 2019 that'll have dots in them, holes in them, instead of a notch. It looks like Samsung is taking this to a whole new level. Now, this all went down at the Samsung OLED Forum Conference, October 18th in China, and they revealed their new display technology, which has everything from fingerprint sensors to camera modules underneath the display, meaning no notch is needed for them. Now, not only are cameras and fingerprint sensors underneath that display, but it also emits sound. So they weren't too sure, at least the people that attended, if that meant it's going to be able to play sound from those, there'll be speakers underneath the display, or if it'll just be when you hold the phone up to your ear that you'll have sound. I'm thinking it's the latter, that you'll be able to hear phone calls that way. And I think that they'll probably still have stereo speakers, but I'm guessing they'll probably be at the top and at the bottom of the phone. This is going to destroy the notched phones. I'm talking Pixel, I'm talking iPhone. You got Huawei phones that have notches. There's so many phones that right now have notches, and when Samsung comes out with this, and it possibly could be as early as the Galaxy S10 line of phones, it's going to destroy those phones. This is the development we've been waiting for the last few years from Samsung. Samsung the last couple of years looks like they've been kind of, just taking it easy on design. You look at the Galaxy, S8, Note 8, all those lines, S9, Note 9, they're all pretty similar looking phones, and maybe they were taking it easy to really put everything in to the 10th anniversary of the Galaxy S10 for this type of look. So let's get into the news. First story of the day. This actually came out yesterday, and I just decided not to talk about it because it really wasn't a huge deal. But today, since there's not really any news, I'll talk about it today. It looks like OnePlus has pushed up the announcement of their OnePlus 6T to now be October 29th. And the reason they're doing that is because they originally had October 30th, and then just within the last week or so, Apple has announced that they have an announcement, and they're also going to do it on October 30th, and they didn't want to be overshadowed by Apple, so they pushed it up a day to October 29th. And they're doing some crazy stuff, actually. People that bought tickets, they'll refund your ticket. If you have to change your flight or cancel your flight, they'll pay for that stuff. It's pretty nice of them to do these things for them, for the people that are actually going to be affected by this. But regardless, OnePlus 6T, October 29th, the official announcement date. And the last story of the day is about the Pixel 3 and the newest Galaxy phones. So if you didn't already know, the Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, and the Galaxy Note 9 can all go onto YouTube and play videos in 1440p at 60 frames per second HDR. And they're really, I guess anyway, from what I've been reading, the only phones that can officially do this. 1440p, 60 frames per second HDR. And now you can add to that list the Pixel 3 XL that can now do 1440p HDR, 60 frames per second. And that's a cool thing. Finally, another phone can be added to that list that's a non-Samsung phone. But Google, is the new Pixel anyway, is using a Samsung display. So is it really only Samsung phones or not? Let's get into the news. We have one story today, and it is about the Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, and the Note 9, but probably more about the S9, S9 Plus, but it'll probably ring true the same for the Galaxy Note 9. And it looks like Android Pie, Android 9.0, which is really already in alpha right now on those phones in S9, S9 Plus, and Note 9, and is shortly going to come out in beta for those devices, minus the Note 9. We're not really totally sure when the Note 9 beta will be out. That's not really the whole question. It's going to be when exactly is everyone going to be able to get the Android 9.0 Pie build for their phone. Not beta, not alpha, the actual full, unadulterated version that has no, well, there'll be bugs in it, but that's just, the regular version. And it looks like it's going to be 2019. That's right, 2019. Right now we're in 2018 and it's October. You're looking a few months now before it actually comes up, probably January, February, which was my guess the whole time along was going to be in 2019. They usually don't rush these operating system updates out, and it looks like this hasn't changed either. And all of this information is coming directly from Samsung via the Samsung Plus app. It looks like, there's a bunch of new features coming out, mostly just aesthetic things. They have 157 new emojis, night theme, scene optimizer, just to name a few. And in the very, very near future, and a limited amount of people, so you might want to look for this, is going to be for the US, UK, and Korea. You're going to be able to sign up for the beta via the Samsung Plus app. So just check that app. If you don't already have it, you should already have it, but just check that app, I would say, on a daily basis and look through the app and look for the beta sign up. It's going to come out first for the Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, and then eventually for the Note 9, but S9, S9 Plus for sure. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. The Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, Note 9 already has tons of features. It's really, again, just going to be more of an aesthetic thing. There could be some battery optimizations they're talking about. Like I told you, night, day mode, all that kind of stuff. There's some cool things they're adding to it. But again, maybe some new gestures, gesture-based operating system, or hopefully they'll both also keep the home button, back button, and the recent apps button. But regardless, there will be some updates to the phone itself that you'll be able to take advantage of. But still, the phone runs pretty damn well, and obviously it's always nice to get new things added into it for free, but you'll just have to wait a little bit. 2019, the official launch of Android 9.0 Pie. Thanks for watching. Question of the day is, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like you're missing out on something because Android 9.0 came out in August for the Pixel devices and a couple other devices? Or do you feel like, you know what, I don't really care, it's not a big deal, I can wait? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace!